Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Showr from CZT Maria Vennekens. I hope I pronounced that at least close. All right, it's a grid pattern, but it's a grid of triangles. And I'm going to put an outer frame here. I usually do this. Sometimes it's fun to just to go right to the edge, and then other times I just don't feel like it. Or I want to have this look. So there we go. I'm going to divide this into thirds or close. Okay. And then, and this is all, so your first lines are just this. Okay. Then we're going to do a zigzag. And what I did on my step out was I went in the middle first. It doesn't matter which direction that you go. And I wanted to separate a different step out, so I combined this. So it's these three lines. It's lines. Your grid going this way first, then the zigzag, and whichever way you want to start. Actually, I will start in the middle. So a zigzag. So starting at one point, go up. Work to keep a similar angle if you can. If you can't, don't worry about it. This is one of those things. This is pure Zentangle. And then I'm just going to go up and finish it. So then here's the trick. Well, not the trick. Here's something different. Usually, we do this and we go the same way every time. But this, we're going to alternate. So here we have the wide end on the bottom. On the next row down, we're going to make that opposite. So we're going to have the wide end on the top. And then I just kind of eyeball. Don't stress out too much about it. This, again, in Zentangle, if you just focus on the lines, go slow, and then we're going to do the same thing here. So opposite this, well, because I turned the tile, we have the wide part at the bottom, so I'm going to make the wide part at the top. Just eyeball it and go slow. Focus on, and you can even do it sideways like this. Focus on the stroke at hand, whatever your step is, and just don't worry about it. Because that's how you get the meditative benefit, by not worrying about it. Just focus on that stroke and go slow, breathe, and all of that. All right, then we're going to put dots in the center of these. Now, if you want to, do the triangles that are in the same direction if you want. So like this, and I'm going to leave the big some of the partials might do later. Okay, and then do the others. You can flip the tile. Well, let's do that. You can flip the tile if that helps you kind of see better. All right, and this one I'm going to think, because this is kind of, oops, and if I put that little tip there, because that would be coming down. Okay. Okay, then our next step is we're going to draw some straight lines. And this one, you have to be a little bit careful. As I was playing with it, I flipped my tile to do the same thing on the other side, and things went awry. So it's like, okay, not going to do that. So what we're going to do, and I'm just going to start here. So let me look at it this way. So here's our dot. We're going to draw a straight line from the dot to the left wall of that triangle. And if you want, and honestly, you could probably start it any direction, but you have to stay going that direction for all of them. That's the key. So I'm just going to draw straight here. And you can work to keep it parallel with this. This one is a little easy because you can see it. And don't worry about these lines they don't need to be in a row. That's what I said with the dots, just like with the first step, just don't worry about it. And then I said I was not going to worry about those partials. Sometimes it's just like, oh, but I need to. I can finish those up at the end. All right. So there's our first set of lines. Then, from this same point, and here's what I would recommend. Start with, I'm going to start with this one because what we're going to do is from this point, we're going to take that same point, we're going to draw, and depending on which way you look at it, it's a straight line, right? It just happens to be from this angle, it's diagonal. Now here's a thought. You could do all of these first. Because some of them, like here, I'll add those in later. Some of them, like here, it's going to go up to nothing, right? So you see the angle, just from this point, make a similar angle. Sometimes doing these first, where you're going to something where you can match it up, it's nice to do first. Or I have another thought here, which I don't know why I didn't think about it a minute ago, or earlier when I was practicing and playing with this one. And make it parallel to this. That's all you need to do. But yeah, so one, you're lining up. One, you're not yet. Did I get them all? Except for these partials. Partials later. Then, pretty much rinse and repeat. And turn your tile so it works for you. And just keeping in mind so that we also don't get lost. And then again, we can be thinking of mirroring this, but you also want to match up where you have something that you're meeting. You at least want to line those up. So this one is a bit easier, especially on the interior. Helps if I go in order also. Some days. It's just like a hopscotch, sorry. And you can see the pattern starting to, developing as you're doing it. And that also kind of makes it easier to see where you missed. So it's kind of like take a step back. And then this is also where filling in the partial boxes, it's sometimes a little bit easier because then you can use what you have already and say, okay, what needs to go there? And so see, like here, this one is going to go this way. And also, if you can focus your eyeballs on those points, so you can see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then looking at this, it's like, okay, then this one is going to have to go up like this. This one goes up like that. Okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'll look at it closer later. We'll do some shading. That's where I'll find where I missed. If I miss something, you are probably yelling at the screen, right? Wait, it's here. It's here. All right. So then we will add, and you can shade this a number of ways. Oh, sorry. It's a little, I've been drawing this and it's been a little bit blurry. My apologies. I had it set. Ah, there we go. Okay. So, a couple things. You could, maybe I'll do both. You could, well, let's see. And I'm just mapping this out. So, intersection, intersection, intersection. Oh, that works. Yeah. So, we could do this. Put a little ball of graphite here on each of the big intersections, we should say, because like this, no, not so much. This one you have what, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. So that's how you could determine which ones you're going to put graphite on. And then you can always like do a little halfy here, half here. You just have to figure that part out. That would be up here. Okay. Well, with just those, then just spreading it out a little bit. It gives that tufted look. Oh, it would be right here too. I'm just going to use what's left on my tortillon. Like so. And that's neat. Could also come around here just highlight. Maybe I'll just do one of these, and I can do the rest after. This the trick is you want to make sure to leave a gap of natural tile color from that center. So if you decide to do both, like I'm doing here, and it's working okay, I might do something else just to emphasize that. And this, by the way, this is a colorless blender that I have in a nice little holder that a friend sent me because it's literally this big. Use it right up to the end. But you can see how that creates an interesting look. So whichever way you decide to shade, go for it, or both. Or you could have fun coloring the sections in if you want to. Totally up to you. Fun tangle. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, would love to have a thumbs up or or a like. Feel free to share it. And if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, I would love it if you subscribe to the channel. That helps me out a lot. And in the description section, I mentioned links to the step outs. Below that, ways to connect with me. So if you enjoy the way I explain things, my being a bit goofy, and my being real, yeah, I'll share mistakes and all, and so that way, because it's a learning thing. We have to. It's always good. It turns into a lesson, into course correcting. So if you enjoyed that, ways to connect with me, link to my website. We have a wonderful Facebook community. Link to that in the description section. Feel free to leave any comments. If you can't find something, I'm happy to help. I do check them regularly and answer them. And with that, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.